Hi everyone, today we are coming back to our 1-point perspective cityscape, and finally we are on the very last step of this process, and really the last step on all of our 1-point perspective artwork, since this will be our last project working on that. Last week we worked on adding roof lines and also adding windows and other details that you felt would make your cityscape look more realistic and more interesting. So if you haven't finished with your details, please make sure that you go back and do that first. And today we're going to talk color. So just like our last project, I'm going to leave this really up to you on what direction you want to take this in. Now, if you really liked working with surrealism, sort of creating the unreal and the real together, feel free to go in that direction with this particular artwork. If you would prefer to keep your cityscape more realistic and use real colors, feel free to do that as well. Now, for mine, I kind of went with a little bit of a futuristic look for my coloring. So I used lots of, neon colors in my coloring. Just that was sort of what I was going for. And I also colored the sky sort of like a sunset. And just, a couple of notes on, whenever you have something glass, feel free to just make some sketchy sort of gray lines over it so it looks like light is actually just reflecting off of those windows. That's sort of a nice way to make it look reflective or more realistic. So this is how I chose to do it, and I used colored pencils for this. If you want to use markers, crayons, you could even paint this if you wanted, so it's totally up to you. I do want to show you a couple more examples, though, to show you the possibilities. So here's mine, and here are a couple more that I found online that I thought you guys would think was kind of cool. So here is one, and it looks to me like they used, colored pencils for the sky, but then maybe used markers to sort of go over their lines for their buildings. And that was all the color that they added. So they kept a lot of white in their buildings, which I thought was kind of cool. Here's one. Now, unfortunately, I could only get this to copy really, really small, but it's a futuristic city. So they've actually added things in the sky like spaceships and different things floating around. And so a lot of the shapes and colors really look very futuristic. Here is another one as well. This is actually a different type of perspective drawing. It's a 2-point perspective drawing. So instead of having just one vanishing point, you have a vanishing point over here, and it's a really cool type of drawing. We won't be getting into that, but what I really liked about this drawing was the colors that they used, just the real bright sort of fun colors. Look like there's a lot going on in this particular city. Let's take a look at this next one. Now, this one is all done in watercolor. So, the original lines are there, but then they've painted. So I would love to see if anyone wants to do some painting to try that out. And I think this, again, it copied super duper small, so I'm sorry about that. I wish I could just use my fingers and increase the size so that you guys could see it. But this one used more colored pencils or crayons to add colors. And again, they just used really bright colors. And I got 2 more. So here's one, really interesting. They actually added in this kind of like monster, or maybe it's an octopus. I don't know. It looks like kind of coming from around the corner. So there's almost like a story happening in this particular cityscape, which I thought was really cool. And to me, it's looking like colored pencils or crayons. And I just love the way they colored it. So, and then finally, this one is one where they just used more realistic colors. So if you're someone that really likes the way your cityscape looks and you want to make it look real, feel free to use, a lot of grays and sort of muted tones, adding in, the green for anything that would be from nature and things of that sort. So again, lots of options for you to add color to your artwork. And as I said, this is our very last step of this project. So please, 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 when you finish, take a photo and upload it to Seesaw or email it to me so that I can see how you did on this project and give you credit for it. And by the way, now that most of you are back in person 5 days a week, I will be posting our projects and also emailing you with those links. Instead of on Wednesday, I will be posting them toward the beginning of the week, either on Monday or Tuesday. And that doesn't mean that you have to do it on that day unless that's your specific art day. So please just hold on to those emails and know that it's the artwork for whatever day that you have art. Okay? If you guys have any questions or need anything at all or just want to say hi, please feel free to email me, hlanglis@aos94.org. Great job, you guys. Can't wait to see your artwork. Take care.